Good morning to all. Hello students. Let us now we are going to see chapter number 9, Georgina's wicked sense of humor. This chapter is a very lively chapter and you can enjoy by reading by this chapter. In this chapter, the narrator explaining his experience. The author name is Gerald Turrell. He was a nature lover, zookeeper and etc. Now let us read a story. Gerald Turrell collected animals from Africa and South America for a zoo. On one of his collecting trips to Cameroon, he and his wife acquired a number of monkeys. Here, Turrell tells about Georgina, who is up all sorts of tricks. Towards the end of the trip, we had 17 monkeys. Children, here Georgina is one of the monkeys who has been brought by the narrator and along with other monkeys as well. The monkey brought from Africa and South America for a zoo. He and his wife collected from the trip of Cameroon. They brought us 17 monkeys. Children, how many monkeys they brought? 17 monkeys. One of our favorite monkeys was a young female called Georgina. She had a very wicked sense of humor. What is the meaning of wicked sense? Wicked sense means naughty one. The most naughty one female monkey is a Georgina. She had been brought up by an African who had kept her as a sort of pet cum watchdog. What is the meaning of pet cum watchdog? It is a domestic animal. And we had purchased her for 10 shillings. Georgina was, of course, perfectly tame and wore a belt round her waist, to which was attached a long rope, and every day she was taken out and tied to one of the trees in the compound below the rest house. Children, in that we can see that the Georgina is a most favorite and young female monkey and has very wicked sense of humor, naughty nature, eager and live for the moment attitude towards life. It was attracted by author. That's why he purchased her for 10 shillings. The most loved ones according to the creatures of monkey, because they are lively, rowdy and mischievous. Durrell loved more, they are like children of him. For the first couple of days, we tied her up near the leading into the compound a steady stream of hawkers. Old ladies selling eggs and a number of children within insects and snail for sale. Georginas very soon discovered that she could go to the end of a rope and hide behind a hedge just near the gate. When the visitors came into the compound, she could leap out of her hiding, embrace him or her round the legs to make even the bravest man tremble. Children, in this, Georgina perfectly tame and wore a belt round her waist, which was attached by long rope, and it was a protector and guard as well. It was near the gate or near the compound, tied below the restroom. One day, an old lady selling eggs and a number of children with insect snails for a sale. By seeing Georgina was very happy. If someone entered the narrator house, what Georgina would do? It will jump out of the compound to leap legs and start screaming as louder as the bravest man become tremble. Her first successful attempt was on an old hunter who, dressed in his best clothes, was bringing a pot full of rats to us. He had approached the rest house, then a person who was bringing such rat creatures for sale. As soon as he came through the gate, his legs were caught in Georgina's iron grasp. Hearing her terrifying scream, he dropped his pot of rats. The pot broke, the rats escaped. and the man jumped up in the air with a roar of fright. He ran down the road in a very undignified manner. Children, a fast, successful old hunter who dressed, a well dressed a man is coming near the narrator house. The rat, he was bringing very rare creatures. As soon as he came to the gate, the Georgino got his leg, hearing by the sound, and he frightened from Georgina, and he ran away from that place in undignified manner. The pots broken, and rats also ran away. He did not get any money at all. Georgina, meanwhile, sat there looking innocent as I scolded her. She merely raised her eyebrows to show her pale pinkish eyelids. She looked in innocent astonishment. Children, why the narrator scolded to Georgina? Because the narrator spent 3 packets of cigarettes and half an hour gentle conversation to pacify the disturbed man. For that reason, the narrator got angry to Georgina, but she was sitting like an innocent person. The next day morning, a dear old lady came panting up the rest house gate, balancing carefully on her head a kerosene tin full of groundnut oil. She hoped to sell it to Philip the cook. By seeing the old lady rushed out of the kitchen to warn her about Georgina, but he arrived on the scene too late. Georgina leaped from behind the hedge and threw her arms round the old lady's fat legs, uttering her frightening war cry as she did so. The next day morning, a dear old lady brought a kerosene tin full of groundnut oil. She hoped to sell it to Philip. By seeing the old lady, he rushed out of the kitchen to warn about Georgina. By the time the Georgina came and holding around the old lady's fat leg, it was very fat. So the Georgina went and catched for the old lady's fat leg. She was frightening like a war cry, like a battle, the both of them shouting. She remained rooted to the spot, uttering screams almost as loud and frightening as Georgina's. Philip came running across the compound, roaring instructions to the old lady, none of which she appeared to obey or even hear. When he reached the scene of the battle, Philip, in his excitement, did a very silly thing. Instead of holding the tin on the old lady's head, he caught a Georgina round the waist and pulled with all its might. The old lady's vast body shook like a big tree, and kerosene tin on her head fell onto the ground. When Philip came to the place, instead of holding the tin on the old lady's head, she caught a Georgina's round the waist and pulled with all his might. The old lady body shook like a big tree. So the old lady put down the kerosene tin down. Philip angrily, "You stupid woman, why did you throw this oil on the ground?" The old lady, equally angry, "This animal came to bite me. What could I do? Now look at my clothes. They have been spoiled and it's all your fault." "No, it's not my fault. It's your own fault. And my dress has been spoiled and all my oil has been thrown on the ground." "Foolish woman, you threw this oil on the ground without any cause. All this has ruined my clothes." Children, they both are arguing like anything. The old lady stood there trembling as if she could burst. I went to the good lady, comforted her, gave her compensation for her sorrow and lost oil, and then consoled Philip by promising to give him one of my own new pairs of shorts, socks, and a shirt. Then I untied Georgina and removed her to a place where she could not perform any more expensive attacks on the local population. Children, finally, the Philip removed after all this conversation to the Georgina and tied where it could not attack the common people. Children, the moral of this story, we should not attack anybody without any reason. Thank you. Have a nice day.